What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Ant, and I'm joined by my longtime friend and co-host,
Carlos here. What's up, guys?
what up, Carlos? How are you doing, my friend? It's a
Good, good.
Thursday. It was a very, very, very good Raw. They were live in Houston, Texas for August 1st. Or I'm sorry, yeah, it is August 1st. I keep thinking because SummerSlam just happened, I feel like I'm in the wrong date. Normally SummerSlam's in August. So I was like, wait, did I say the wrong date? Nope. We are in August 1st at this point. And let's dive right into everything that's going on with Raw. Becky Lynch comes out in a sling. And for those of you who don't know, I think she tore or did she how did she hurt her shoulder? I think she injured it, right?
I think it was shoulder separation like on before SummerSlam.
Oh God, yeah. So she separated her shoulder, and she comes out and she goes, "Everything I do, I give it my all." At SummerSlam, I remembered who the hell I am. It ain't about the fancy clothes, and it's not about. It is about me owning every mistake, and the pursuit to be better today than I was yesterday. Becky says, when I separated my shoulder, I could either give up or fight. And I fought 28 minutes and it was painful as hell. But I did what I had to do to create the greatest women's division ever. When the ref counted three, I knew my best wasn't good enough. And she goes, I defined the match and I defined the title and I defined the man. And we start a new era now. But first, I want to give thanks to the woman who helped make me the best I could be. Bianca, get out here. So then Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair comes out and Bianca says, Becky, you not only define the women's division, but you are the man. And she hugs Becky. And then Becky says, hold it down. I'll see you soon. And then Becky leaves. And then Bianca Belair says, I have nothing but respect for Becky Lynch. I have never wanted to be handed anything. Becky made me work for everything that I had to gain. She has mutual respect for Becky. And to get respect back from Becky, that means everything to her. She stays ready for whoever's next. And then we see on the Titantron backstage, Bayley, Iyo Sky, and Dakota Kai attacking Becky Lynch with a steel chair, injuring her shoulder even more. Bianca Belair runs to Becky's side, and the girls are long gone by that point. So, what did you think of the opening segment of Becky and Bianca showing appreciation or respect for each other, and then seeing Bayley, Iyo, and Dakota attack Becky?
It was a good opening segment. I'm happy finally Becky's done with that, like done, like kind of like gimmick that she had before. Looks like she's going towards like the man again.
Yep.
I haven't really heard her cut a good promo till now. And this is the first good promo I heard from her in like a long ass time. So I was happy for that. Then like the respect, like the hug and everything, that was all cool and all. And then like they started hot, like that trio is gonna be something. The Bayley's team, yeah, they're definitely they look like they injured her arm a little bit more than they did her than it already was.
Yeah, I like how they keep like coming out of nowhere. That's making you feel like you can't miss because if you turn off Raw, you're gonna miss what's gonna happen, which is very exciting. So I agree with you. I like the opening segment. I thought it was a good way to kind of send off Becky until she's able to come back. I'm mad that she already got hurt. She's my favorite, man.
It shouldn't be long. It doesn't look like it's that bad. Maybe.
So, but I am excited though to see Bayley, Iyo, and Dakota Kai. So I'm willing to let Becky go away for a little bit. He'll come back and take over the division again. Next, we get a promo from JBL for the WWE United States Championship, showing former champions like Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, John Cena, and even Bobby Lashley, who is our current champion. What did you think of them making this title mean more? I really like the fact that they were just showing the history and the heritage of the title. What did you think?
Yes, I mean, I liked all that. Like they're trying to like maybe they do the same thing for the Intercontinental as well. Because I think the Intercontinental also needs that too. Like when's the last time the Intercontinental Championship's been defended on a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Like no one. I think WrestleMania 36 said no 37. I think.
Yep.
But
I
yeah,
I don't even remember the last time the Intercontinental title was on the line.
but you know, it was something like to build up because they were having a lot of like number one contenders match like the whole night, so like they were like building that up.
Yep. Well, I thought it was cool just to see and just to have them give you the history and just, make the title mean more, which is why these next two match will, I don't know if they're the next two, but this one, the triple threat match, the winner will go on to fight later on this year to become the number one contender for the US title. You have the phenomenal AJ Styles taking on The Miz and Mustafa Ali. Logan Paul is seen on the Titantron saying that he doesn't know when, but he will be back soon. He loves the universe. He enjoys wrestling. He feels like he got the itch to continue to do it. So it was good to hear from Logan Paul. But here are some notes from the match. All three men brawl, but the Miz is able to toss AJ Styles into the announce table, and then Mustafa Ali dives onto the Miz. AJ goes for a slam, but Ali hits him with a cutter, dropping the Miz as well for a 2 count. AJ sends the Miz into the table, but Ali nails a flying tornado DDT to AJ Styles outside of the ring. Miz hits Ali with a skull crushing finale, which ends up hurting his ribs, but he still gets the 2 count there. Ali then nails a 450 splash to the Miz. However, AJ Styles grabs Mustafa Ali afterwards and nails a Styles clash onto the Miz to Ali, getting a 3 count. What do you think about AJ Styles moving on? Do you think he was the right guy to move on? And what did you think of the match?
Yeah, it was alright. I feel like he deserves more, but at least they're having him in something, you know. But you know, I feel like it was a good way to end the match.
Yeah, I think I liked all that they were giving to this one. I feel like it was very fast paced. I felt like they wanted to give their all. Each man looked good, and each man could have walked away the winner. I was glad to see AJ though. I thought it was going to be the Miz, but yeah. So AJ will be moving on later on tonight. We then get Becky Lynch backstage with the medics, and Dakota Kai, Bayley, and Iyo Sky walk over. And Bayley says, "This is about us, and you'll see what I mean soon." And they walk off. And as they walk off, they say hi to the Usos, which again, I like these little things. I know they don't mean much, but there are people backstage. You're going to see your coworkers, whether or not you like each other or not, you're going to say hi. So I like that they did that whole
Yeah,
thing
like
there.
the little interactions that they.
Exactly, sir. Yes. Basically the Usos come and they just say that they're going to be the Mysterios because they are the ones pretty much. And just quick promo from the Usos, nothing much here. We then get Seth frickin' Rollins. He comes down to the ring and he says, "Now that Riddle is out of the picture, I can turn my attention to the undisputed Universal title." And then the Street Profits walk out and Seth Rollins says, "Shut it down, turn off the music. I don't want to share airspace with the biggest losers in WWE. You both lose all the time. You suck so much as a tag team. You should probably break up." And
Oh,
yeah, and so Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins say their own words back to Rollins, and Montez Ford says, "Isn't this the guy who got beat by Cody Rhodes, who had one boobie?" And that makes the crowd laugh, and Rollins gets pissed. And to figure out who's going to fight Seth Rollins tonight, the Profits are about to do rock paper scissors, but before they can start, Montez Ford grabs a ref and runs down to the ring, and the match is started. Before we talk about the match, what do you think about possibly the Street Profit splitting? I know we've been talking about it. It would be good for both, but they actually mentioned it, and it seems like Montez Ford is taking his spot. What do you think?
yeah, no, that was like Montez needs to, you know. I feel like if they do split, like Montez will probably be the star out of the two. I
Mhm.
just hope it doesn't go like that because like they're both good athletes. I
Yeah,
don't want like Dawkins to like just go into the dust and then eventually getting released or something. You know,
I agree. I hope that Dawkins doesn't, and I do hope that the split isn't like a, "Oh, I'm going to turn on you" type split. I hope it's a
like the New
split
Day.
kind of like the new, exactly like the New Day,
Like
where
that once that you're drafted to SmackDown. Damn. Well, have a good and you do good over there or something. Yeah.
yeah, do some kind of way because it's always good to bring them back together afterwards. So let's talk about the match. So we have Montez Ford with Angelo Dawkins taking on Seth frickin' Rollins. And
Great match,
Ford,
by the way.
oh dude, it was epic. It was a really good match. Ford hits Rollins with a super kick. And then that gets a 2 count. Rollins able to go for a pedigree, but he's backdropped to the outside. Rollins then takes Montez forward and runs him ribs first into the ring post, which looked devastating. Rollins then nails a back suplex. Ford with the flying cross body, getting a 2 count. Ford then takes control with a back fist, a clothesline, enziguri, and then a standing moonsault. That gets a 2 count. Can't believe that after all the offense that Ford was giving Rollins. Ford then nails a standing blockbuster, again getting a 2 count. He hits a second rope tornado DDT, again with the 2 because Rollins puts his foot on the ropes. Rollins is able to trip up forward on the top rope, nails a buckle bomb, a Falcon Arrow, and gets a 2. Rollins misses the frog splash. However, Montez Ford is able to fly and hit a huge frog splash, but Rollins gets his knees up before Ford can land, and then Rollins nails a stomp and gets a 3 count. Then after the match, Seth Rollins goes for another stomp, but Angelo Dawkins runs down and Rollins leaves. So although you kind of knew Rollins was going to win there, I thought they had a hell of a match. And what did you think of the match? I thought that could have been a main event.
You know, it was 5-star. I feel like Montez really he took that moment to prove himself that he can hang with the best. And I think he did prove himself, but even though he didn't win, but he was very close.
I'm excited to see what they're going to do next. I know they're probably going to keep them as a team for a little bit longer, but damn, what is showing?
I feel like maybe next week they're going to do Dawkins versus Rollins.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Maybe running around, run it back, but have it be somebody else do it. I'm excited to see this. And this is just another, I feel like, an indication of Triple H sort of doing these things. You normally wouldn't get to see these two guys have as much screen time for a match that wasn't as, not saying this match wasn't important, but it wasn't advertised, it wasn't built up, and they still had a hell of a match. Definitely giving me Attitude Era vibes with that one. Next, we have Alexa Bliss taking on Asuka. And here are some notes with this match. Asuka with a running kick to Alexa Bliss. Asuka then nails Bliss with a German suplex and a running hip attack. However, before anything else can happen, Bayley, Iyo Sky, and Dakota Kai run down and attack both women. Bayley nails a running knee to Alexa Bliss. Kai with a running boot to Asuka. And then Iyo climbs up top, and she's about to nail a moonsault with a steel chair. However, Bianca Belair runs down, and Bayley, Iyo, and Dakota Kai run out of the ring. Bianca Belair then grabs the mic and says, "I don't care who it is. I want a match with one of you tonight." And then Iyo Sky points to herself. So what did you think about the match? And then the pairing of Asuka and Bliss. And then what did you think about Kai, Bayley, and Iyo attacking again?
Well, I was kind of mad at the match was cut short. Yeah. I would like to see it maybe last a little longer.
Yeah.
But I see what they're doing. They want to have them look like a dominant team, attacking everybody who's in sight, Get the TV time.
Yes, sir. And I again, this is kind of reminding me, not exactly, but I think you might appreciate this. This kind of reminded me the old school 2010 NXT, and the sense of them just coming in and just destroying shit. Not to the level of NXT because they completely just destroy the whole ring and shit, but they're making their presence felt. And if you are a unit, that's what you need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So well, we are now at our second triple threat match to find out who will fight AJ Styles later on for the #1 contendership for the US title next week. And in this match, we have Dolph Ziggler taking on Chad Gable and Champa. And I must say, after watching Dolph Ziggler on the bump 2 weeks ago, I have a newfound respect for him in the sense of all that he's accomplished in the ring. And he just I feel like they need to give him another title, whether it be Intercontinental, US. He needs a title because you don't really think much of Ziggler until you see the ability that he has. So
exactly. His prime was, I think, 2014 when he did defeat the whole Authority team by himself. Not by himself, but
No, he sure did. He lasted what? He was the main. He fought 30 minutes by himself. I feel right? Wasn't he alone for a while?
That was his prime. The ladder match with Luke Harper, also crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a star. It's just they don't really see him like that.
don't sleep on Ziggler, man. Like, really, like he can turn up the notch when he wants to. And I feel like all these guys are doing that now, and girls, which is making me happy. So before this match, Chad Gable gets on the mic and he says, after I win, I will put this country on my back again, and I will not have to cheat like the Houston Astros do, which of course get heat because they're in Houston, Texas. So the match starts and Ziggler nails a drop kick to Chad Gable. Ciampa catapults Ziggler into the ring post, and then Gable nails a slam and a stomp. Gable applies an ankle lock to Dolph Ziggler, and then Ciampa applies a crossface at the same time to Ziggler. Then Ciampa chops Ziggler on the top rope. Ciampa lands, I think it's a widow's bell off the top to Ziggler. Gable then lands a diving splash, nonstop action from all three of these guys. Ziggler hits a double zigzag on both men. However, Gable kicks out at 2. Ziggler then goes for a super kick. However, Ciampa knees Ziggler off the apron, and then Ciampa nails a fairy tale ending to Gable, getting the 3. And we now know that Ciampa will fight AJ Styles later on, the winner going on to fight Bobby Lashley next week for the US title. So what do you think about Ciampa winning and the match?
I was glad. That's definitely Triple H's hand in there. He loves Champa. That's like one of his favorites. Yeah, I would have liked to see somebody else win, like Gable or something, but it was solid.
Yeah,
Enjoyed it.
yeah, I can see them going with Ciampa because he hasn't really done much on the main roster, and that's definitely someone that Triple H is a fan of. You can tell, but I could see maybe like a Gable, or that would be a bigger surprise. But I think Ciampa and Styles, based on or not, Ciampa and Styles later on is going to be good because the two of them have been fighting, and I think that's their way of sort of ending that rivalry. I'm assuming. Well, Edge comes out to the ring after coming back at SummerSlam this past Saturday. And Edge says, for the past few months, I've been a bit of an asshole, which sure.
By the way, he brought back his old music.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I feel like I enjoy his other song better, his other side. But it's all right.
Well, maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it was like Edge came out to that song and then Judgment Day did. So now I don't know. But yes, you're right. That his On This Day is back. But yeah, so he says he was a bit of an asshole. Edge says that I created the Judgment Day thinking I could pass on the same knowledge to Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. He felt like they were going somewhere with the group. And then they turn on him. And the group thought that they learned all from Edge, but they're wrong. Edge says, they put me on the shelf. However, I pulled myself out of the hell you put me in, and it's time to kill what I created. I am going to end the Judgment Day. So what were your thoughts on that promo from Edge? Did you believe it? Do you think he's really going to put an end to this Judgment Day? What do you think is next?
It was quick and to the point, honestly. It was like 5 minutes at least. But he made his point. I don't know. Maybe I feel like this might be like a swerve or something that he might join back with them. Who knows? But yeah, we gotta see because like the way Raw ended, that's all I'm saying. That's all. That's the only reason why. But yeah.
We'll get there. We'll talk about that because I ended with a little bit of a shock. We then get a promo from the Mysterios backstage. Really nothing much to talk about here, just the two of them talking. We then get another promo. We get to see Bayley, Iyo Sky, and Dakota Kai backstage again. And Bayley says they are talking about us after SummerSlam. After the biggest night, the biggest match, they're talking about us. And Bayley says, these idiots have been on a downward spiral since I left. And I know that they needed their role model. And pretty soon we will be in full control. And Dakota Kai basically says, we know how to play the game. And they're just there to take control. What do you think of the reasoning for this group? I mean, Bayley's just putting it out there like these 3 women are here to take control of the women's division. Do you think that's a good enough reason for them to join together?
I think they're capable. They all bring something to the table.
Yeah.
All right. But I'm excited to see where this goes. We're only a week in. Who knows where this can go? Like end up.
Yep. Well, we do know that right now the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair is taking on Iyo Sky in a the women's title is not on the line for this match. It's a non-title match. And here are some notes. Iyo nails a springboard moonsault to the outside to Bianca. Iyo with running knees to Belair's back, and then she applies a crossface. Bianca nails a fallaway slam and then a glam slam, followed by a springboard moonsault, which gets a 2. Bayley and Dakota Kai come out, and then Iyo nails a top rope hurricane rana, which again gets a 2 count. Bianca nails a vertical suplex, and Bianca catches Iyo outside and rams her into the railing. Iyo is able to nail a stomp to Bianca's chest and double knees in the corner. Bianca goes for a springboard moonsault, but Iyo gets her knees up as Bianca lands. And then Bayley grabs Bianca's leg. Iyo rose up Bianca Belair with her feet on the ropes, but Alexa Bliss and Asuka come down and they push Iyo's feet off the ropes. And then Bayley and Dakota Kai brawl with Asuka and Alexa Bliss. And all the women fight. Referees have to separate all 6 of these women. And it seems like we might get a 6-woman tag match next week. What do you think of Alexa, Asuka, and Bianca joining together to take on this group that I'm going to call Control right now, because that's what they keep talking about? What do you think of that?
I'm going to start with the match first.
Yep.
So the match, it was good. But one thing I want to add in there, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, like the whole time they were like shitting on Iyo the whole entire match. And I have no idea why. They were saying her like her ring awareness is like off or something. Like the whole match they were both shitting on her. I don't know why. They were like I'll give you guys an example. Like when she would hit a move, like it would take her longer to like respond with something else. And they kept on putting it out there that like she's lacking on that. I'm like, they don't really have to. I don't know if they were being serious or they were just like trying to like joke around or something. But that's one thing I noticed. But yeah, those two put on a hell of a match. I was kind of mad that it ended the way that it did. But it's with this story to be continued.
Yep. So yeah, I agree. I saw that, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe they're trying to push that she's a heel, but it was. Go ahead, man.
You noticed it too, like
I didn't notice it, to be honest, but I can see why you did, because normally, like, they won't be. I can see them shit talking someone. I'll have to go back and look. I think that they were probably just trying to make her look like a heel, but sometimes they can do that where they attack someone a bit more. I'll have to look into that. I wonder, maybe Carmella is jealous and Corey Graves is trying to defend his lady. I don't know. But it was a good match, though. I thought that it was a great match between those two. I'm excited to see what happens next week. All right, we have The Miz with Ciampa backstage, and they just shit talk Logan Paul to get us prepared, for the next match. Then former WWE United States Champion and World Heavyweight Champion Booker T comes out to join commentary for the #1 contendership match between Ciampa with The Miz against AJ Styles. Here are some notes. Ciampa stomps on AJ, and AJ nails 2 backbreakers to Ciampa, hurting his back, obviously. AJ nails a face buster, a drop kick, and then he dives onto Ciampa outside. Ciampa hits a big boot, and AJ is able to suplex Ciampa into the corner, which was cool to see. AJ goes for a phenomenal forearm, but is met with a knee to the face. Ciampa then chops AJ, and AJ nails a headbutt. He lands a Styles Clash, but The Miz puts Ciampa's foot on the ropes. The Miz, of course, horrible to be out there at ringside. Ciampa then tosses AJ into the ring post and over the guard railing, and he rolls back into the ring. The Miz holds AJ's leg as AJ gets back into the ring, which then allows Ciampa to nail the fairy tale ending to get a 3. And we now know that next week it will be the United States champion Bobby Lashley defending against Ciampa. So what did you think of the match and Ciampa making the #1 contender?
Match was really good. I'm happy that I would have preferred AJ because I wanted to really see him with the championship run again. But Ciampa's good too. He's different. I think he's gonna be separating himself from The Miz soon, though. He needs to. He needs to go on his own, like savage mode, like he did in NXT. The little bit that I saw of him in there.
What I wonder is why they even paired them together to begin with. It wasn't like there was a real they don't really have anything in common. They're completely separate.
Connection together or anything. It's like Random as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, well, your friend is my friend. I don't know. Well, Bobby Lashley gives his thoughts, and he says that he is going to bring respect back to the United States title. And again, I'm really glad that they're making this title mean more. It's hard when the only title that really matters is the Undisputed, and he's not on every show right now, Roman. So I really like how they're building up this title to sort of be that second place number one belt.
Yeah.
Uh, so we're going to take a really quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about our main event, which is the unified tag team champions, the Usos, defending against the Mysterios. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
One.
Welcome back, y'all. My friend Carlos here was making fun of Shirley over there, taking her job over for her. For those of you who don't know, you don't know. I just want to welcome you back to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. Just a little quick tidbit on how you could find us. Check us out on YouTube by searching the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. Give us a like, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell to stay notified when new content is created. You get a little text message to your phone with a link to the YouTube video, and you can just click on it and it sends you right there. If you want to listen to us streaming in your car, or maybe you're on your way home from work, maybe you're going to work, maybe you're about to fall asleep and you're tired, listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. That's where we are. And we are now at our main event for this episode of Raw. The Undisputed Tag Team Championships on the line. The Undisputed Tag Team Champions, the Usos, defending against the Mysterios. Both teams were in some grueling matches on Saturday, but they are here to compete in the main event. Some quick notes. Jimmy chops Rey Mysterio in the corner, and Jimmy then tosses Rey into the post. Jay nails a backbreaker to Rey and then gets a 2 count. Rey then Hurricane Rana's Jimmy into the post. And then the Usos catch Dominic and run him into the ring post. A lot of post action happening here in this match. Dominic with the tornado DDT to Jimmy Uso. Rey then nails a seated senton, but then Jay nails a super kick, which gets a 2. Double 619. Dominic goes for a frog splash, but Jay breaks up the pin. Jay then super kicks Rey outside, and then Dominic dives onto Jay Uso. Dominic goes for a dropkick. However, the Usos are able to come back and nail a 1D to Dominic to get the 3 count. And then the ending happens. Afterwards, the Judgment Day runs down and they attack the Mysterios until Edge runs out and he takes out Judgment Day and he gets ready to spear. I think he's getting ready to spear Finn Balor or Damian Priest, one of them. However, Rhea Ripley pushes Dominic in the way, so Edge ends up actually connecting the spear on Dominic, laying him out, and medics come in and tend to Dominic as Rey looks upset that his friend hit his son with the spear. So let's talk quick about the match and the aftermath. What did you think about the tag title match?
The match was good. These two teams have history together, man. This is who they beat for the titles in the first place. The Usos beat the Mysterios for the titles at Money in the Bank last year, so it's like all full circle now. Hopefully they like feud with the Mysterios for a little bit if Dom isn't injured or anything. But it was a good match. The ending couldn't really like make sense, like Edge spearing Dominic like that. I was like confused, like is he a heel or a face? What's going on here? But yeah, and it was a weird ending then to show like with the cameras just focusing on Rey and Dominic on the floor like that. But
Yeah, I think it was a good I thought it was good. It was the best that I think Dominic looked since SummerSlam with Seth Rollins, I think, in my opinion. But I definitely think that there's going to be some issues between Rey and Edge with the aftermath, with Edge accidentally spearing Dominic. However, I don't really think you could blame Edge. It's not like he meant to hurt Dominic. He was going after Finn. Rhea pushed Dominic in the way. So I really hope they don't make a big spectacle out of this. Again, if it was on purpose, then I can understand Rey being really pissed. But Ray, you've actually hit your son on accident before, so it's like, why are you gonna get mad at Edge when you've done it?
You're really defending Edge on this one, huh?
I'm like going super hard. I'm like, Edge, I'm his lawyer. But I mean, maybe Edge has vibes and he knows that Dominic might turn on his father and maybe he's laying him out beforehand. I don't know. But I do think Dominic, this isn't the end of the Mysterios and Judgment Day and Edge by any means. There's gonna be something that's gonna happen here. But before we sign off, what was your favorite moment from Raw and your match of the night?
Favorite moment? I enjoyed the beginning of the show, the promo between Becky Lynch and Bianca. That was one of my favorite moment. Favorite match of the night was probably Montez versus Seth.
Okay.
Great stuff.
Dude, I agree. For me, I really like the beginning as well because we got to see, like, they call it the hot open. You know, everyone's talking about that the women's title match, Bayley, Iyo, and Dakota. So it's great to kind of just start out with that to get our juices flowing and ready for that. So I agree with you. That was probably one of my favorite moments of the night. But I also, for me, I have to go with two matches. I can't go with one today. The two matches I really enjoyed were, like you said, the first one, Montez Ford versus Rollins. But then I also enjoyed Iyo Sky and Bianca Belair because I think it was the first time we got to see Iyo Shirai, or Iyo Sky, as they like to call her, compete in a match on Raw, and she showed what she has. And I think this was a good indicator for what's to come. A lot of people are saying that Vince, wrote this as well. Maybe he did, but there's definitely intricacies of Triple H there. But yeah, I think we're on a good road, and I'm excited. We have Friday Night SmackDown coming to you, and we'll be dropping that SmackDown recap hopefully on Tuesday, August 9th. We'll let you know, obviously, if we can't, but be on the lookout for that. And yeah, Carlos, this is a really good Raw. I give it a B plus. I thought that there was nothing to really hate on. The wrestlers look great, and yeah, I'm excited for next week and this whole Triple H era. Gonna be sick. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Stay safe. Remember, peace in the streets. Be on the lookout for our Attitude Years episodes that are dropping. We have our Broken Skull series. Broken Skull Sessions, Chris Jericho recap coming out on August 30th. That will be exciting. A great interview there. And so much more coming your way. Be on the lookout. Thank you, Carlos, again for joining me. We gotta come up with a nickname, man. We gotta find one.
I know, yeah, you gotta figure out something. I really don't know yet.
Got to figure it out, man. Or it's freaking Latino freaking heat.
I don't know. I'll think of something.
He'll think about it, and we'll by the time we come back, maybe he'll have something. Who knows? But again, stay safe, and we will see you next with our Friday Night SmackDown recap. Peace in the streets. Bye, y'all.
Yeah.